what did you call him again?
A soldier fly.
Soldier.
Here, let me.
And he's moving along.
And that's the fly that it becomes.
Okay.
See, now there's a maggot. That's a fly larva, but they're called the primitive fly. The fly, the soldier fly, is one of the more primitive flies. This is a maggot fly.
This one.
That one, yeah.
It's kind of rolling around.
Its adult will look more like a housefly.
Okay. I wanted to show you these, and this is off to the side. We went out, these ants that do the aphid thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have heard about that, but I'd never seen it, so I took these photographs.
Nice.
This is out at Otter Creek Woods. This is our new...
That's the new preserve that we have?
The one that was Sycamore Trails.
Yeah.
And so Tom and I went out there to change the locks, and
Yeah, they're milking the aphids. They take their honeydew.
So I thought that kind of fits in with our theme here of the hidden company the trees keep. I didn't take the time to figure out what kind of tree this was. I was so... The sun was going down, and I just had enough light to get their pictures. But these guys are much bigger than the ones that are in our supply here on the Petri dish.
And that's a dipsacorid bug. He's a little predator that has a beak, so he impales his prey.
Oh my goodness.
There's a spider, there's a spring, it's just thick with critters. Look, there's those springtails. They're beautiful. Look at that color. See that little mite? He has these flaps that cover his legs. So when he's threatened, he'll pull his legs in under those flaps. That's a primitive. That's a mothfly larva.
It looks like
it actually has a head capsule, and the maggots do not have head capsules.
He looks like
they
the letter.
Have little heads.
Looks like the letter C.
Yeah, while he's moving around, he'll straighten up probably eventually. Yeah, these little predatory bugs are common here in this soil sample. So I went all over and collected from various spots. And I discovered a new species of flower that we have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a woodland milkweed. I've always thought of, people generally think of milkweeds as being out in meadows.
Yeah, and this wouldn't be the type that the monarch...
No, it's in a dense woods.
And it's not the one that monarch butterflies go for, or is
well,
it?
There's a hare. That's a question. I don't know. There were no... The milkweeds out in the prairie now are being devoured by beetles and milkweed butterflies, but I doubt that the monarchs would go into the dense woods to lay their eggs.
There's always stuff to learn and see. Like I was so excited when I saw those ants on the aphids, because I'd seen that in... like science videos and stuff.
That's the little featherwing beetle. Well, he disappeared. Yeah. There he goes.
Yeah.
See, these are all a predatory mite.
There's a springtail just popped. They're doing that popping in and out like they did before. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, I don't see the new creature was called a pauropod, and it was first described by Darwin's neighbor, who was an amateur naturalist.
It seems like everybody in that time was an amateur naturalist.
Yeah.
People were really much more in tune with nature, I think.
Well, we're being amateur naturalists here.
Yeah, carrying on an old tradition.
Ants. What is this?
I don't know. See if I can move it closer.
It's I think it's a yellow springtail.
This guy that has really long something. Look for the spider.
That's a mite. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's called a. I have a picture of one of those.
It's really long. Are those legs or?
Those are legs, but they use them like antennae. See, here they are.
Oh, that's on page 92, 55. And there's the
Look how he weighs them about.
Almost like he could grab somebody if he wanted to, but
he can't with those.
They're
sensory, strictly. They're not raptorial.
So then he wouldn't really have any eyes, would he? I mean, if he relies
many mites do have eyes.
They do,
but not all of them do.
Oh,
it's like springtails. Some of them have eyes, and some of them don't.
And when we say eyes, are we just talking something that can perceive light, but they can't really make out?
Well, I don't think anyone knows exactly what they're seeing.
This doesn't.
There's a pseudoscorpion. It looks like a scorpion, but
it really does. Yeah, I can see why it has that name. Is that the pseudoscorpion?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
But he's awfully tiny. They get a little bit bigger. Poor little guy.
He's afraid of that millipede.
He's going backwards.
Yeah.
Like they wave their arms about. You know, when you look at a close-up of one of these, they have all these sensory structures on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So they're picking up all sorts of information about their environment by just waving their arms about.
Kind of like antenna.
Yeah, antennae. They're very fine hairs that are connected to nerve cells.
Whoa, he didn't want anything to do with him. Did you see him turn away from him? It's like, go away. Now, don't let me lose him. I'm trying to find him. Oh, he wants to get away from the centipedes. I don't know. Are those centipedes there? What are those?
Those are millipedes.
Millipedes. Because they don't have the...
Now you're getting good at tracking them.
Well, the thing that was keeping me from the other one was those stage clips.
I see.
It blocked me, and then I couldn't follow him. But now we will try to follow him.
Now there's a little beetle larva. And there's a rove beetle adult. Just very tiny. That's another fly larva.
This is going to take some practice. It's kind of neat to follow one as he makes his way. And who he interacts with. Oh, he didn't want to talk to him. He said, get away from me. Get away from me.
In nature, if under normal circumstances, he would eat a springtail. That's apparently their favorite food.
Yeah, you wonder how much we're missing in terms of how they really react to each other, because this is kind of like a crowd that they wouldn't normally be with.
Yeah, I wonder, maybe it would be better to just...
Well, it'd be kind of hard to get them in their natural state. I mean, it's hard enough to follow them on the Petri dish. Well, it's like the ants that I took the picture of. I mean, I just happened across that. And they're big enough that I could photograph them. But these guys are so tiny. Let me get over here in this area. There's that funny-looking ant again.
Yeah, if you want to try another dish, we can...
Okay. And pull that out. I'll just keep this on until you find the one you want.
I'll try.
And sometimes it's nice to just let it set and just watch
Sure,
them move on their own.
Oh, that's an interesting beetle. They're called mold beetles. They feed on fungi.
Ah.
Oh, I've never seen that species. That's attractive antennae.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me of when they make those headbands for kids. I always thought when the kids had those little headbands with those little balls on it, I always thought that was just...
talking about.
But there are... There, isn't that him?
That's him, yeah. I've never seen... Cute little guy.
He's walking off to the... Let's see. Here he goes.
And those are predatory mites, the big guys. They're moving fast.
And that bright orange one you thought was a springtail?
It's definitely a springtail.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw some flip just now. There's the ant's going over another beetle. It's one of those
with the antennas outside.
Yeah,
straight across.
Yeah, same type of beetle. So
I think he's carrying something in his mouth.
Oh yeah, that's a mite. You're right. I thought it was the head, but it's not.
I did too, but then it's not the same color or anything. And there's your soldier.
Mm-hmm. Those are common in these samples.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what that says to me, though, from a scientific point of view, is that's why you have to take a lot of samples, because
they're seasonal.
Yeah, and one even if they're taken at the same time, one sample may contain a different selection, and if you only judge your data on one sample, it's maybe not going to be really representative.